Okay, today's question is, how can I be more creative? Alright, let's see what we got. To be more creative is actually a very simple matter. It is a releasing of your profundity, or it is an opening up such that the true designation of your individuation of the one is allowed to be present in the moment, such that when you are doing a creative endeavor, it is imbued with an essence which is truly you. In a practical sense, when you come into a situation where you desire to be creative or increase your current level of creativity, then the process to follow, which would be useful to increasing this ability, is to practice trust in self, practice an openness so that you express yourself fearlessly. And in this fearless expression of self, you are able to emanate or stream the beauty of who you are instantaneously into the moment. And the mind is reduced to a tool. So the mind isn't the source of the creativity, but the mind is just the operating software which coordinates the functions of the body such that you can express the creativity that's flowing from the non-physical aspects of you. So it is a very nuanced and sophisticated self-mastery, because you are simultaneously being the higher self in the moment, spontaneously, while using the mind-body apparatus to create an expression of your unique beauty in the physical world. So if you are an artist, or if you are involved in activities which require your creativity, then a good practice, this is assuming that increasing your creative ability is something which is important to you. If it is, then a practice useful to the outcome is to spend time becoming more of the non-physical self, becoming more aware of the non-physical self, in a sense unleashing the non-physical. And this is achieved through meditation. The number one pastime on this planet for becoming aware and allowing the non-physical to have a greater presence into the aware consciousness is through meditation. And then this creativity, where you now want to incorporate use of the mind and body while maintaining the conscious awareness of the non-physical, will require an additional step to the concept of meditation. Now it is meditation at the same time as operation of the mind and body apparatus. So we suggest experiment this way. Go into the place where you are planning to do your creativity, whether it is in front of the easel or it is in front of your computer, wherever it may be. And in that place, go into meditation and allow yourself to go deeply and expansively. In this explanation, we are not going to include instructions on how to meditate. We will assume that you have some knowledge of how that's done. If you do not, then it is time that you begin to add meditation to your life habits, particularly if you are a creative, if you are somebody who creates as part of their daily living. Now, when you are in the meditative state and you are sitting before this device or medium, whatever it is, where you are creative, come out of the meditation but stay in a meditative state. So in a sense, when you are deeply in the meditative state, open your eyes and stay in the meditative state. And now, as the master, puppeteer your body, puppeteer your mind. So you are the higher self streaming through the mind-body apparatus. And so you are not the mind-body, but you are the higher self using the mind-body. And so staying in the meditative state, in a sense, is like being the higher self that has its fingers into the mind-body apparatus and animating it. And then from this setup, allow your beauty to flow. Be playful. Be experimental. Be fearless, courageous, and allow you yourself to creatively flow. Don't question it, don't doubt it, don't judge it. At this point, it is just an exercise. It is just an exercise to hone your ability to be expressive of the higher self, infinite, immortal, invulnerable, non-physical, through the medium that you are creative. That beauty, that love, that infinite, carefree frivolity, allowing it to flow and be expressed in the creative medium that you have chosen. So we would say also, be daring to the point where you do things that normally you wouldn't do. Trust it. Trust the process and wait to see what happens before you begin judging if it is good or bad. If you express in this way, you may find that it's very different to your normal process. And if you are reliant on your normal process, and this process is very foreign to that, you may have a tendency or a compulsion to pull back and go, no, this isn't going to work. However, this exercise, it isn't about making it work. It isn't about the end product. It is about the process. It is about allowing yourself to be expressively beautiful, reflective of the infinite love of the higher self that you are, to be expressed into the medium of your creativity. And for that, the flow must flow. It must be allowed to be. And the mind is used only to operate the system such that this creativity can flow. And we continue to mention this idea that the mind is used only to operate the system because when we are creative, there is a tendency to use the mind in a way other than just to operate the system. The mind becomes, in a sense, the judge and jury of the produce of your creativity. In this scenario, in this practice, it is beneficial if the mind is kept solely as a robotic mechanism which does nothing but translate the beauty of the higher self, which is flowing in the moment, into the creative medium that you have chosen. And if you're able to follow this practice more often, you will find that you create in a way which you don't expect. You get a result which is something perhaps you didn't foresee, because you are allowing it to happen. You are trusting the higher self, and you are trusting the vision of the higher self, which may not be in your conscious awareness. And it will be able to flow, and you, in a sense, will just be a channel of the beauty of the higher self. So your role, from the perspective of the mind and body apparatus, if you have a tendency to be identified with the mind and body apparatus, then your role from that perspective is to just let it happen in trust. Allow the beauty of the higher self to flow, and to trust, no matter what it looks like, how it's going, the direction it's heading in, just allow it to be. And if you practice this regularly, you will find that you'll begin to build a intuitive relationship between the mind, body and the higher self perspective, such that you can let it flow, and your interpretation, which is occurring through the mind and body, is very synchronized to the expression of the beauty that is being given to the moment. And you will become an artist of a new level. You'll be able to create profound, visionary beauty in your creative medium that was beyond your capacity before you developed this ability to allow your openness to be maintained, such that the beauty of higher self can flow through and then be interpreted by the mind body in a very unobtrusive way. So the mind body doesn't interfere and is literally just a scribe. This is when you will begin to look at your own art and be in awe of what you have created. It will seem to you as something which is beyond your capacity. I'm amazed that I created this. It is so beautiful. How did I do that? This was not created by me. This was created by something other than me, because the version of me which I'm aware of cannot do this. It is beyond the capacity of this version of me that I know. And of course, that is still identification with the mind-body apparatus and unawareness of the infinite wisdom and profundity and beauty and love of the non-physical higher self. And as time goes on, then you will become more comfortable with this ability. But in the beginning, this is how most likely you will experience it. So going back to the very beginning, we would say it is simple. And the reason that it is simple is because from the perspective of the mind-body apparatus, you don't need to do anything other than interpret. And the beauty of the higher self, of your infinite non-physical, will flow through. And if you can remain open, if you can remain allowing, if you can remain in a state of absolute, complete non-judgment, then eventually you will form a cooperative state with the mind-body apparatus such that the beauty of the higher self flows unimpeded, and the mind-body apparatus knows to a high degree of accuracy how to translate that flow of beauty into the creative medium. And when you are able to do this regularly, creating will become more joyful than it has ever been for you before. Because in those moments of creativity, you will literally be an outpouring of love and beauty. And it will be the meditative state now embedded into your creativity. Will be a coalescing of these beautiful aspects of self and an awakening of awareness of the great beauty that lies within. And as you step away from the medium and you go into your regular life, you will find that you will be able to maintain this openness such that when you walk about, look about, you will see beauty where you didn't see beauty before. You will see greater beauty than you did before. You will feel beauty more than you have in the past. Because in a sense, you will literally be more of the non-physical, infinite love and beauty of the higher self in your presence than you have been before. And that infinite non-physical having greater presence means that you will have a greater capacity to appreciate beauty, to appreciate creativity, to be profoundly grateful for the opportunity to be alive and observe and experience the awe-inspiring grandeur of the physical reality in which you live. It will be beautiful, and you will be touched deeply really in every moment that you want to be touched deeply through the profound awesomeness of the beauty which surrounds you. You will be able to make that connection at any time you want, when you want to feel profoundly touched and incredibly in awe of the beauty which is so richly present in your environment. You will be able to turn it on in a sense and just go, wow. Such beauty, such love, such joy, such happiness, such gratitude. Thank you. This is the blessing of this practice. And we hope that you get to enjoy that sense of profound love, beauty, and gratitude, because it is there for you, and it is your birthright, and it is waiting for you to claim it. Thank you, and we hope that you create enjoy and bring love and a sense of connectedness to all those who have the blessed opportunity to observe your great creation. Thank you.